Welcome everyone to episode 4 of This Week in WWE. I am your host, the most electrifying man on YouTube, Ryan18. So let's quickly go over the week. Starting off with Monday Night Raw. Just gonna talk about you guys about the three main topics that happened on Monday Night Raw. Starting off, let's talk about The Rock's history lesson in Philly. He basically says that he will be in the arena tonight. Of course, referring to Monday Night Raw, and saying that he will send a message loud and clear to John Cena, and the message would later be on later in the show when The Rock would come out after the Mark Henry versus John Cena match. After Cena had won with the Attitude Adjustment, and The Rock came out sending a clear message to John Cena with the Rock Bottom. Then we would have the CM Punk slash Chris Jericho segment where CM Punk comes out saying that he's proud of his father, even though he may be an alcoholic, but says that his father has cleaned up his act and is doing well now, and says that he will prove to Chris Jericho that he is the best in the world at what he does. Then moving on to Chris Jericho coming into the picture, Chris Jericho was not at Monday Night Raw, but he was there via satellite, saying that he would never mention his father ever again, and apologizes to Punk, and but he says, "But your sister," and technically what he says is his sister was a drug addict, and how could you be proud of her? What are you gonna say? Are you proud of her too? And all this mumbo jumbo. And CM Punk angrily leaves and has a few choice of words, as in swearing, on the mic, which we couldn't hear unless you were at the arena listening to it. So CM Punk would try to find Chris Jericho via satellite. I don't know how that made out. Now moving on to Friday Night SmackDown. Friday Night SmackDown was okay. Not a good build up going into WrestleMania, but it still delivered at least a pretty good show. We have Sheamus, of course, dominating The Miz once again in the tag team match in the main event. The Big Show losing to Kane, pretty much due to Cody Rhodes again. The Big Show wins. Against Kane, and then Kane would get RKO'd by Randy Orton. So we'll see what's gonna happen between Randy Orton and Kane come WrestleMania time. Should there be a stipulation in that match? Let me know down below. Should it be like a street fight like they had back in July 22nd of 2011 on Friday Night SmackDown? That's pretty much it for this week. But this episode is not over because right now I'm gonna be showing you guys an interview that I did last night with my friend Jose Torres. I'll put a link in the description box for his channel. You guys can subscribe to him. Just a WrestleMania interview. So check out our interview, which I'll be showing to you guys right now. So enjoy it. So today I'm going to be interviewing is one of my good friends, Jose Torres. I want to know what are his predictions for WrestleMania 28. And let's just get this started. So, Jose, who do you think will win between Cody Rhodes and Big Show for the Intercontinental Championship, and why?
Well, I'm kind of split on this decision because on one side you got the Big Show, who they've been building as a choker at WrestleMania, so it will be like a feel-good moment to see Show finally take a victory at Mania. But at the same time, you got like the entire IWC clamoring for Cody Rhodes to go main event and win at WrestleMania because he needs it. But at the same time, he's been like dealing with some nagging injuries, like I read. So I personally would like to see Big Show win because I don't want to say deserves it more, but it's about time they give him a win at WrestleMania. So Show wins the title at Mania.
And to finally give him a championship after that bullshit World Heavyweight Championship reign.
Well, I think he won it.
If he wins. But anyway, now I know this is not going to be an important match in the card, but Kelly and that person from Extra versus the Divas Champion Beth Phoenix and Eve. Who do you think wins and why?
I think that Maria, I can't pronounce her last name from Extra, and Kelly Kelly are taking the victory because when was the last time you really saw a celebrity lose at WrestleMania?
Technically never.
Exactly, so I gotta go for the celebrity. Besides, we might see the return of Karma, or Natalia might get involved, or something, because Eve is being such a bitch right now.
Yeah, I heard Karma's baby died. About that.
Yeah, so that's sad. So yeah, maybe Karma return, but at the end of the day, the celebrity will win.
Yep. So now moving on into some more major matches. Team Teddy versus Team Johnny. Who do you think is going to be taking control of both brands and why?
How can you give the win to Team Teddy? I think by default you gotta go Team Johnny. On top of that, I guess like they remarked in this week on Smackdown that almost everybody in his team is a world champion, and on the other side you got Santino and Ryder. Not taking anything away from Ryder, but he's not a former world champion. So I gotta go Team Johnny. He will control both Raw and Smackdown, which is weird because he's not even the official general manager of Raw. He's just the interim, which I don't understand.
Yeah, which is true, and also I can agree with you. I'll probably still go with Team Teddy, but you are right in the sense that Team Johnny does have the better participants going in because a lot of them are former World Heavyweight Champions, such as Christian and Dolph Ziggler and all those other guys wrapped up in a bunch.
But we still are missing one last member. I think The Miz is going to be there, and on Team Teddy, I think they're going to put Ray if he returns or somebody else. I don't know.
Yeah. Now moving on into more superstardom matches, we have Randy Orton versus Kane. Who do you think wins and why?
I think they should give the win to Kane, but WWE tries desperately to protect Randy Orton most of the time. So I think Randy Orton is going to win at WrestleMania, which I would not like to see, but I think he's going to win.
Do you think that Kane deserves to win this match? Because, I mean, doesn't he need to get
rid of it? I think it's more a necessity because Kane does well attacking from behind, but at the same time, when it actually goes to a match, he loses. So what's so scary about a monster who can't lose when it matters? Who can win when it matters?
And technically, he almost lost against the Big Show last night on Friday Night Smackdown. So
exactly, and I mean Randy Orton is like the guy on Smackdown, so Kane should be able to knock him out in order to get back some of that relevancy that he lost against John Cena.
Yep. So now going into some championship matches, or going back to championship matches, we have Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus. Who wins and why?
I think this is the most obvious match of the whole 8. I think we have now. I think Sheamus walks out with the title, but at the same time, creative could throw us a curveball. Like everybody knows that Sheamus is gonna win, that they actually make Bryan win. But at the end of the day, I think just Sheamus is gonna take the title, and I mean they have to. I mean the Royal Rumble winner hasn't won since the Undertaker. When you see that stat on the Royal Rumble that 65% of the winners have won the title WrestleMania, it's sad. So I think they should give it to Sheamus to bring that stat back up.
Personally, and I know I'm not going to be doing my WrestleMania predictions just yet, but pretty much this is just a rematch from last year, from just to suck up for their dark match from last year, and Sheamus is pretty much going to dominate this match. I don't see Daniel Bryan ever winning against Sheamus.
And the thing is that Sheamus was the heel last year, and he won clean. So.
And notice how and
now he's the face at WrestleMania, so it's more of a lock that he would win.
And notice how Sheamus is wearing the same attire that he won the title.
Exactly. His first, right?
Yeah. No, that was his first minor title because he had already been a 2-time WWE champion.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So now moving on is the best in the world match. We have CM Punk versus Chris Jericho. Who is the best in the world, and who wins this match and why?
Who is the best in the world? I actually go with Jericho. He is the best in the world. I like CM Punk, but I am not crazy about him like everybody else apparently now does. I think I would like to see Jericho win, but since Jericho's not going to stay very long, I think they should give it the match and the title to CM Punk. He can do more with the title than Jericho.
No, do Do you think that they might at least try to push Jericho to be the WWE champion just for the 2 months
A month?
or a month until he goes back to Toilet Fozzy, like have a quick title
Well,
reign before he
the thing is,
leaves?
do you really want to see a 1 month reign after a 4 or 5 month reign of CM Punk? I actually want to see a long reign, so I think I'm gonna go with CM Punk on this one.
All right. Personally, I won't give away who I'm going for, but now moving on into this next match we have is the end of an era match. We have the Undertaker versus Triple H in a Hell in a Cell match with special guest referee, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Who wins and why? And does the Undertaker keep the streak or does he lose it?
Well, this is where you and I clash the most because you're an Undertaker guy and I'm a Triple H guy. But after 19-0, how can you have the Undertaker lose against a guy who doesn't really need the streak? Triple H said that it's a bad business decision, which is probably the mind of everybody backstage. So I think they're just gonna let him take the win. I don't know how. I think Shawn Michaels should just super kick both and put the Undertaker on top of Triple H. But that's the problem. They've given Shawn Michaels way too much importance. He's not a participant in this match, and he can't have another match because he's retired and he promised that he won't do anything again. So why are you giving all this spotlight to Shawn Michaels? I just think Undertaker wins it, and that's it.
Now with Shawn Michaels, do you think he'll be a major factor going into this one? Will he hit Triple H with the switching music by accident instead of the Undertaker like he did back in '97 with the Bret Hart match?
But the thing is that Bret and Shawn had their blow-up match because of this incident at Survivor Series, and the Undertaker and Shawn Michaels as well for costing them the title next month, and then Hell in a Cell the month after that. So if Shawn Michaels does get involved, what's the payoff? I just think he's gonna stay in the middle. He's gonna be impartial, and he's gonna count Triple H's shoulders to the mat, and that's it.
And then the moment that we've all been waiting for, it's been booked for the past year. We have is John Cena versus the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, The Rock. Who wins and why? And who is the better generation? And who is the better superstar that's gonna win this match?
Well, you asked way too many questions. I'm gonna answer all three. Who is the better generation? Obviously, Attitude Era. Who would I like to see win? The Rock, because I can't stand John Cena the character. I respect all his Make-A-Wish Foundation wishes and all the work that he does for WWE. Then he's the guy that carries the company. I respect that, but he is also the guy that's been the same for the last 5-6 years.
Yep.
So, and The Rock, the thing is that he was there for 3 years on top, like as a main eventer in a constant schedule, and that's